You left with just you and your husband John that came?
No, Nick.
Nick?
Yes.
Okay. Did you see him the whole time he was off his tube?
Yes, I did. I could see him. He was over there, and then he came back over, and then I just heard screaming.
This isn't real! This isn't real! Oh my God!
Does Nick known to carry, does he ever carry a weapon with him?
He had a knife in his pocket.
Well, we got some stuff to work out.
Imagine floating down a lazy river on a scorching summer day, the sun glinting off the water, laughter echoing from your friends as you sip cold drinks and let the current carry you. It's the kind of carefree escape we all crave, until it turns into a nightmare. That's what happened to a group of teens on the Apple River in Wisconsin on July 30th, 2022. What started as innocent tubing fun exploded into a bloody confrontation, leaving one young life snuffed out and 4 others scarred forever. As a parent myself, I can't shake the chill of picturing my own kids in that chaos, the screams piercing the air, the water turning red. This isn't just a story of violence. It's a haunting puzzle of clashing truths, where a single man's actions ripped apart lives and left us questioning. Was it self-defense or something far darker? The day began like any other tubing adventure. A cluster of high school friends, including 17-year-old Isaac Schumann, bobbed along in their inner tubes, linked together in a floating chain. The Apple River, winding through lush Wisconsin countryside, promised relaxation and thrills. But then, a 52-year-old man named Nikolai Miu appeared, snorkel mask on, wading through the shallows. Witnesses later said he was searching for a lost phone, but to the teens, his behavior felt off, creepy even. He's looking for a little girl, one muttered, unease rippling through the group like a dark undercurrent. Nikolai, a Romanian immigrant and engineer from Minnesota, had come with his wife, Sonia, and a small group of friends. They were middle-aged folks out for a good time, grilling snacks and drifting downstream. Sonia watched as Nikolai slipped off his tube, donning his scuba gear to hunt for Ariel's misplaced phone. He was just looking, she'd insist later, her voice trembling with disbelief. But from the teens' perspective, this stranger was invading their space, making inappropriate comments toward one of the girls. Whispers turned to shouts. "This guy's a pedophile. He won't leave us alone." The tension built slowly at first, like a storm gathering on the horizon. Another group of tubers floated by, young adults in their early 20s, including Maddie Cohen, AJ Martin, and their friends. They noticed the commotion and pulled over, sensing trouble. "Please help us," the teens pleaded. "He's harassing us." Maddie, bold and protective, approached Nikolai. "Get away from them," she demanded. What happened next is where the stories fracture like shattered glass. According to witnesses like Ashley, Nikolai punched Maddie square in the face without warning. She stumbled back into the water, stunned. The group erupted. Teens and young adults surged forward, surrounding the older man. "Don't hit a woman," someone yelled. Nikolai, now outnumbered 6-1 at first, swelling to 13, tumbled into the river, pushed and shoved relentlessly. Cell phone footage captured the chaos, bodies splashing, fists flying, voices howling accusations. "Pedophile," they chanted, egging each other on. But Nikolai's side paints a different picture. His friends claimed the teens ambushed him out of nowhere. "They started hitting him," Sonia recounted, her eyes wide with horror. "All I heard was screaming." Nikolai, they said, carried a small pocket knife for practical reasons, cutting ropes or snacks on tubing trips. In the melee, someone allegedly grabbed it from him, swinging it wildly. He wrested it back. They insisted, only to defend himself as the mob closed in. The video tells a brutal truth, though. Nikolai rose from the water, knife in hand, and lunged. First, he slashed at AJ Martin, carving a gash so deep that AJ's intestines spilled out like uncoiled ropes. A man's intestines are falling out of his body. A frantic 911 caller screamed. Panic exploded. Blood clouded the clear river water. Nikolai didn't stop. He stabbed Maddie in the side. then turned on others who tried to intervene. Riley Madison was next, a wound tearing through her torso. Dante Carlson felt the blade slice his abdomen. And then, tragically, Isaac Schumann, the bright-eyed 17-year-old with his whole life ahead, took a fatal thrust to the chest. He collapsed, lifeless, as friends wailed in disbelief. Screams echoed across the riverbanks. "This is real! This is real! Oh my God," one woman cried. Tubers scrambled for shore, dialing emergency lines. "We're on the Apple River. A guy just stabbed 3 people. Operators dispatched help, but the damage was irreversible." Isaac was gone, his dreams drowned in that crimson tide. The injured floated downstream, clinging to tubes, holding in their guts with trembling hands. Emma, from the intervening group, described the horror vividly. "I saw him stab that poor boy in the stomach, intestines falling out. People were trying to grab the knife, but he just poked everyone in his way." Police swarmed the scene, sirens blaring against the backdrop of a once-idyllic river. Thermal drones buzzed overhead. 9 units sniffed the banks, and roads were sealed off. Witnesses pointed officers toward a suspect description: a stocky white male, about 5 feet 10 inches, 250 pounds, balding with a beard, wearing black shorts and a chain necklace. "Stereotypical Russian-looking guy," one said. It didn't take long. A vigilant bystander spotted Nikolai strolling casually away, confronted him with a baseball bat, and held him until cops arrived. Handcuffed and detained, Nikolai played innocent. "Somebody got stabbed? I heard about it," he said nonchalantly, as if he were a curious onlooker. "I went over to see if anyone saw anything." No mention of the knife, the blood, the screams. His denial was chilling. A man who'd just unleashed hell, now feigning ignorance. Officers transported him to the St. Croix County Sheriff's Office, where the real interrogation would begin. Back at the river, detectives pieced together fragments from shell-shocked witnesses. Sonia, Nikolai's wife, defended him fiercely. He had a knife in his pocket, not a big one. Those guys grabbed it and swung at him. He just moved their hand away. She painted her husband as the victim, ambushed while innocently searching for a phone. "All they kept saying is they called me a pedophile, then started hitting me," Nikolai had told her. But the victim's friends told a darker tale. Ashley recounted Nikolai harassing the teen boys, pulling at their tubes, escalating when confronted. He punched Maddie, and then guts were all over. Emma added gruesome details. He was just stabbing everybody who came at him. The first guy swung but missed, and Nikolai came around with a knife. Bias crept in. Emma seemed reluctant to admit the teens' aggression, downplaying their role in the escalation. Conflicting narratives twisted like the river itself. Was Nikolai a predator, lurking with ill intent? Or a hapless man defending against a teenage mob? The cell phone video showed the stabbings clearly, Nikolai wielding the blade, but context was key. If the teens attacked first, self-defense might hold. Minnesota law allows deadly force if one reasonably fears great bodily harm. But punching a girl? Stabbing 5, including a fatal blow? That screamed overkill. Detectives dug deeper, interviewing more witnesses. Amanda, Nikolai's co-worker who joined the trip, offered insight into his character. "We've known each other for years," she began, but the conversation trailed into uncertainty, hinting at hidden layers. Rumors swirled. Nikolai's drinking his temper. Witnesses noted everyone was buzzed, beers flowing freely. "Everybody's drunk," Nikolai himself admitted. Kids being kids. As the sun set on that bloodied river, the investigation intensified. Autopsies, forensics, and more interviews loomed. Nikolai faced charges: first-degree intentional homicide for Isaac's death, plus attempted homicide for the others. His bond? A staggering $1 million. In court, he'd claimed self-defense, but the video's raw footage made it an uphill battle. This case haunts because it's so human, so messy. We see ourselves in the teen's bravado, the adult's protectiveness, Nikolai's desperation. What pushes a man to snap? Was it fear, rage, or something sinister? The Apple River stabbing isn't just a crime story. It's a mirror to our worst impulses, a reminder that paradise can turn to peril in an instant. As families grieve and scars heal, one question lingers. In that swirling chaos, who is the real monster?